We had equal opportunities, which was very much the legislation and the, what you will and won't do. And then we had equality and diversity, because we were all a bit diverse, a bit different, which I think was, and now, the buzzword, I suppose, is human rights. And I think it's what I said, it's about the human being, it's about an individual, it's about my right to be respected and to be me. Friendship's a registered social landlord housing association, but we also have a big care portfolio. If you're providing houses for lots of very different people, you need to acknowledge and recognise that everybody's a bit different.
Brap is basically an equality and human rights charity, and the kind of work that we do in the main is helping organisations that deliver public services to people, to help them to make the services that they provide fairer and more equal. I mean, the work that we've been doing with Friendship Housing has been, very kind of straightforward, discussing a very straightforward relationship between human rights and equality. We've basically said, human rights are those fundamental freedoms, the things that all people require in order to get by in life, to live a life that's a happy life, to live a life that's meaningful for them. And obviously, in the context of housing, there may be specific rights that are particularly important to the services that are being provided. So they're things like the right to privacy, the right to family life, the right to security, to make sure your house isn't going to be broken into. Then we work with people working right on the front line, kind of housing officers working directly with customers, right through to kind of managers and senior managers. We ran a number of sessions to help them to understand what are human rights, how might human rights relate to the work that Friendship does in supporting their customers, what kinds of things practically might people working at Friendship Housing need to do to protect customers and tenants' human rights. So when I'm going into work on my day-to-day basis, on a day-to-day basis, what kinds of things should I be thinking about? What should I be looking out for? How can I identify if customers or tenants are having their rights infringed?
What was really, really reassuring is that at the end of the training, we did our normal training evaluation, but also the person from brap who's facilitating the training got some sort of real touchy-feely comments back, I suppose is the best way to describe them. And what, every single person in there was like, it's really made me think about things differently.
The stance that I take as a housing officer now, after the training, is a lot different, because I would look at each customer and listen to their needs, and not just base it on their, certain criteria such as sexuality, race, language barriers, physical needs, because we used to do that before, but it's a lot more to that. We try and look beyond all those boxes.
You realise that the human rights situation has come forward into our lives and the way it affects our lives and everybody's life, not just the minority. It's now the majority.
I actually think human rights is more gettable for staff, if you know what I mean, because I'm a human and I have rights. That's what it is.